good evening, and thank you for joining us on BeeTv Major News at 6, reaching you live from Benin City. My name is Evelyn Izibili, and now to the news in details. The leadership of the Enya Cattle Dealers Association in Edo State have condemned the activities of some armed group posing as herdsmen. BeeTv News Freeman Osawe reports that the association said the activities of the armed criminals posing as herdsmen is having a negative impact on their business in the state.
The Cattle Dealers Association, while addressing the press on Thursday, said the activities of the armed group posing as herdsmen killing farmers in parts of Edo State is destroying farmland, thereby causing a setback on their businesses, as they can no longer carry their cattle out for grazing for fear of being seen as herdsmen and eventually attacked. They appeal to the Edo State government and security agencies to come to their rescue by fishing out the armed group posing as herdsmen.
Strongly condemning the sensitive act of violence and destruction perpetrated by the ends of criminal miscoding as herdsmen in Edo State. These devil activities have been causing means harms to innocent life and property, and we will not stand idly by wailing our community, terrorizing. We are Cattle Association and Enya Cattle Market, distance ourselves from activities of these men. In
an interview with BeeTv News, the chairman Enya Cattle Dealers Association, Alhaji Idris Adiano, and APC Arewa chairman Alhaji Danjuma Garuba, and Mr. Bello said they are not in support of the activities of the armed men who are disguising as herdsmen. They said that those still remain as one of the peaceful states in the country, and they want that status to be maintained.
One we could complete, we could work together, both the police and soldier and vigilante and governor. We can work together, we can give us power. Who bad person, we can send out. We don't need them for Edo State.
We will not allow somebody else to come and destroy the good relationship between we and the Benin. For that, we like the state government to cooperate with us and the police. Whatever we know, the community that will fish out the bad, we will tell them and we'll go and show them the place that will fish out the bad people. We will not allow the bad to come and spoil the good.
Our chairman and the community for Enya Cattle Market to cooperate with the government cure for the security for this state, because of the no one to any bad person. What did they happen for neighboring state? They don't want them for this state.
Meanwhile, the dealers of the Enya Cattle Market also took the press around the markets to show the proper management of the market. The union members are hopeful that the state government and most especially the security agencies will take necessary steps to address the security situation in the state and bring those attacking farmers to book. Freeman Osawe reporting for BeeTv News.
From the National Assembly, as Senate has called for the establishment of a military base in Gwere West local government area of Benue State to prevent space of attacks on the community. Lawmakers also urged security agencies to restore law and order in all the troubled spots. The appeal were in response to recent security breach in the state. The report.
The latest attack in Benue State, suspected to have been carried out by bandits, said Senator Titus Zam, left scores dead as he laments the consequences of the attacks.
The incident attacks by bandits on Jarawa community and Gwere West local government area of Benue State will significantly impact on food production and agricultural activities.
Those of us elected on the platform of this Senate are endangered species, because our communities think, and unfortunately very wrongly, that it is our responsibility to provide security.
The federal government should establish a military presence.
Succor will come to the people there, and the military base will be established in order to save lives and forestall future occurrences.
Senate mandated an assessment visit to the area and observed a minute silence in honor of those killed. Other features at plenary include the second reading of the appeal to establish Federal College of Vocational and Technical Studies in Ikire, Osun State, sponsored by the Deputy Minority Leader.
As a country,
We must, as a matter of priority, encourage technical skill acquisition to align with the global paradigm shift, especially now the artificial intelligence is taking over most of the human activities in the labor market.
The world is a global village, Mr. President. The next big thing is, of course, technology.
Youths established Federal University of Geomatics in Oyo State also passed second reading.
Scope of technological advancement in geomatics, which has revolutionized many industry and markets such as infrastructure, environment, security, and even healthcare. This has made a need for a specialist university absolutely necessary.
In order to give us the requisite manpower in that very technical aspect of geomatics, where we have that of manpower in this country.
For us in Nigeria to move with the world, to have a better understanding of our environment, it is very necessary for us to graduate from ordinary surveyor institution to a more scientific one.
Gender Equity Bill and Electoral Offences Commission Establishment Bill were among the 5 that passed first reading. Meanwhile, Senate, after a closed session, asked the Finance Committee to expedite action on the tax reform bill's ongoing legislative process. Gifts were reporting for BeeTv News.
I apologize for the break. Governor Monday Okpebholo has stressed the importance of agriculture to the state's growing economy, pledging to explore the possibility of future agricultural venture and potential investment opportunity. The governor made a remark when he hosted the Czech Republic ambassador to Nigeria in Government House. BeeTv News Gift Owoboy completes the rest of the report.
Receiving the ambassador of Czech Republic to Nigeria at his office and Government House, Governor Monday Okpebholo stressed the importance of agriculture to the state, pledging to get to explore the possibility of future agricultural venture and potential investment opportunity.
We are rich in culture, just as you know, and in agriculture we are also very rich. Our land is very fertile. With the Renewed Hope agenda of Mr. President wants us to have to farm, and the farm initiative for Edo people is something that is very important. We have to move in. Even when we had passed our budget, you can see we make a U-turn to increase our budget. So we have over 70 billion naira marked for farming this year. So your comment is timely, and I've seen what you have. It's something that we'll look at the technicalities and see if equipments are what we actually really need, especially the tractors. When you talk about loan, I'm afraid to take loan. But for the sake of agriculture, if it's something that you people are coming to help us, no problem at all. We are ready for that.
Ambassador Dene Kreti, who led the delegation to discuss the prospects of enhancing cooperation in the South-South region of the country, targeted at boosting the agricultural sector of the state.
In the area of the health, so maybe that is what I would like to present as well.
Executive Director Operations Czech Tech Wole Adenubi, who presented the proposal, harped on the significance of the partnership capable of training, empowering, and engaging Edo youths and professionals.
So our own activities is that Czech Republic gave us the advantage that if you are buying a product of Czech Republic, we will give every state in Nigeria a loan between 5 up to 25 million euro. So that's the advantage that we have in there, that is a Czech product that we are selling, and this is a system of transferring the Czech technology down to Nigeria and to develop Nigeria with all the Nigerian people. And then to talk about the tractors. Our tractors have a very brand name. The big tractors have Lamborghini engine. So this Lamborghini engine is an engine that have a guarantee of 20 years. That is one aspect of the loan activities. So it's a very good advantage, including all other projects that you want to know.
The meeting climaxed with the exchange of gifts between the governor and his guests. Gifts were reporting for BeeTv News.
The House of Representatives has raised alarm over possible spread of cases of diphtheria in the country. At Wednesday's plenary, the Green Chamber urged the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare to conduct a nationwide vaccination campaign in schools to curb the spread of the disease. This report is presented by Esohe Osewengi.
The latest attack in Benue State, suspected to have been carried out by bandits, said Senator Titus Zam, left scores dead as he laments the consequences of the attacks.
The incident attacks by bandits on Jarawa community and Gwewo's local government area of Benue State will significantly impact on food production and agricultural activities.
Those of us elected on the platform of this Senate are endangered species because our communities think, and unfortunately very wrongly, that it is our responsibility to provide security.
The federal government should establish a military presence.
Succor will come to the people there, and the military base will be established in order to save lives and forestall future occurrences.
Senate mandated an assessment visit to the area and observe a minute silence in honor of those killed. Other features at plenary include the second reading of the appeal to establish Federal College of Vocational and Technical Studies in Ikire, Osun State, sponsored by the Deputy Minority Leader.
As a country, we must, as a matter of priority, encourage technical skill acquisition to align with the global paradigm shift, especially now the artificial intelligence is taking over most of the human activities in the labor market.
The world is a global village, Mr. President. The next big thing is, of course, technology.
Bills to establish Federal University of Geomatics in Oyo State also passed second reading.
Scope of technological advancement in geomatics, which has revolutionized many industry and markets such as infrastructure, environment, security, and even healthcare. This has made a need for a specialist university absolutely necessary.
In order to give us the requisite manpower in that very technical aspect of geomatics, where we have that of manpower in this country.
For us in Nigeria to move with the world, to have a better understanding of our environment, it is very necessary for us to graduate from ordinary civil institution to a more scientific one.
Gender Equity Bill and Electoral Offences Commission Establishment Bill were among the 5 that passed first reading. Meanwhile, Senate, after a closed session, asked the Finance Committee to expedite action on the tax reform bills undergoing legislative process. Gifts were reporting for BeeTv News.
In a blazing attempt on Wednesday, March 12, 2025, to disrupt the normal functioning of the People's Democratic Party, PDP activities, one Emmanuel Okorokwo, an aide to altered National Secretary, Senator Emmanuel Anaumi Samuel, led thugs and blocked the entrance of the party's national headquarters in a bid to stop the National Working Committee from entering their offices. However, their efforts were thwarted as staff and other party members and security agencies promptly arrested the situation and the thugs were arrested. This incident is the latest development in the ongoing leadership crisis within the PDP, which is since Samuel Anawun laid claims to the position of the National Secretary after an appeal court in Enugu rejected him. The party has, however, rejected Anawun's claim, stating that he has no legal basis to occupy the office. The coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Ali Pate, says that Bola Tinubu administration is committed to transforming Nigeria's health sector through strategic policies, improved financing, and strengthened partnerships. Professor Pate was speaking at a Health Development Partners Retreat in Abuja, where he highlighted government's effort to develop and implement the health sector renewal investment initiative. He emphasized that the administration has made significant progress in expanding primary healthcare services, training frontline health workers and strengthen health security through disease surveillance and response mechanisms.
Opportunity to leapfrog Pillar 3. So for what we're buying on ARVs, the major manufacturers have come and said, okay, we have even export credit from our country of that. We said, yes, we can take it, but it has to be linked to your coming to manufacture in Nigeria. And it's not 1, 2, or 3. It will be a diverse set of actors who are serious, who have the technology, have the regulatory threshold that they have met in their countries, so that we also make sure that whatever we produce is safe, is efficacious, but is linked to sustainable manufacturing.
Speakers of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Modushi Robasa, accompanied by other assembly members, were at the State House in Abuja. They arrived at the presidential villa at about 2:50 p.m. on Wednesday. The visit comes in the wake of recent leadership changes within the Lagos State House of Assembly in January 2025. Modushiro Basa was removed as Speaker by a 2/3 majority of the House members while he was on holiday in the United States over allegation of gross misconduct and abuse of power. Following his impeachment, Modusola Miranda was elected new Speaker, becoming the first female to hold the position in Lagos. Earlier this month, Ms. Miranda resigned from her role as Speaker, paving the way for Modusha Robasa reinstatement. It's unclear what was discussed with President Tinubu behind closed doors, but there are strong indications that it is an attempt to resolve the differences between the lawmakers and ensure peace. In other news, the Ministry of Labour and Employment and that of Youth Development are working to create pathways for skills development and job placements for Nigerians. At the signing of a Memorandum of Understanding and implementation of a federal government and entrepreneurship program LEAP and the Nigerian Youth Academy platform for both ministries, they reaffirmed commitment to advance employment opportunities and improve working conditions of workers across sectors.
Partnership with us that is facing our country, and this is why the Ministry of Labour and Employment is an important partnership with us, because all ministry, all, and I repeat, works for the Ministry of Youth.
In view of the recent predictions on seasonal climate and flat outlook by Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency and Nigerian Meteorological Agency, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has convened an emerging coordination forum and technical meeting to analyze the 2025 prediction. The climate changes last year, the DG NEMA Zumbadia Umar raised lots of questions on the ability to respond efficiently to evolving disaster trend and impacts.
The meeting, which has brought together stakeholders and the business of disaster management, is aimed at strengthening multi-sectoral preparedness, response, and recovery efforts. The complexity of disasters, the DG NEMA said, requires fostering inter-agency collaboration through sectoral fora to effectively manage the situation. The meeting is mandated to consider the socio-economic implications of the effect of climate-sensitive sectors such as agriculture, water resources management, livestock production, transportation, environment, health, disaster management, and communication.
This ECF is convened to provide the needed platform for principal actors in disaster management to collectively and critically evaluate all the activities related to 2024 preparedness, mitigation, and response undertaken by relevant agencies at the federal, state, and local government levels.
Make sure that what you get from here is transferred to the states, so that at the end of the day, we'll be able to get the best in this climate prediction.
The 2025 seasonal climate prediction is expected to have high-intensity rainfall in May to June that may likely result in a flash flood in the coastal city. Gift Uwagbo reporting for BeeTv News.
The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria are protesting over alleged abuse of expectorate, quota, and poor worker welfare. BeeTv News' Harmony Bafo has details.
Every security presence surrounds Sterling Oil Corporation as the picketing exercise continues. Workers holding placards with various inscriptions insist that their demands must be met during the protest. An employee of Sterling Oil revealed that Nigerian workers are a minority in the organization and are often treated unfairly.
Most of the departments here, if you take a head count, the sitting arrangement is segregated. Nigerians don't sit amidst Indians, it's separated. Either Indians will be at the front, then one or two Nigerians will be at the back, because they will not allow you to sit in their midst. And each time, as a professional, they will bring a new Indian staff. It will be you that will train the Indian man. After a month, it becomes your supervisor. You start to report to the supervisor.
The president of the Pegasan, who also served with the president of Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, Festus Osifo, reacted to the situation, outlining steps that could prevent a full-blown strike.
They actually reached out yesterday. They were calling. They wanted us to have a meeting with them in a co-hotel, but we refused to go because it's just meeting between Pegasan and them. We know it will not yield anything. So that is why we didn't meet with Sterling, but the Ministry of Labour has also written to us for us to come for a meeting. Then the regulator of the upstream of the oil and gas industry, NUPRC, they also reached out yesterday, so early hours of this morning, trying to fix a meeting for Monday and Tuesday next week. Yes, so that we will honor. We will honor the one called by the regulator, because we want people that could act, not to just go to a meeting and you speak grammar at the end. It becomes business as usual.
Unemployment is one of the biggest challenges an average youth in Nigeria is faced with. The oil workers want the federal government and relevant stakeholders to ensure that export trade quota called strata is respected. Harmony Agbafo reporting for BeeTv News.
People have died in the tanker explosion at the Otedola underpass in Lagos State. Survivors and colleagues dealing with the loss of loved ones and their source of income and their bond purposes. Osarigo Agobo has more.
For about 14 hours, residents and business owners around the Otedola underpass watched emergency responders put out a fire that was caused by a 30-ton gas tanker. The incident happened on Tuesday night, and eyewitnesses say the gas tanker lost control due to a brake failure.
The truck was coming from express. It was leaked to this road from that express. When the truck wanted to leak to this road, and among people was that junction. The way the driver was driving, some car was parked on the front. We were trying to clear the car. That the man was telling us that this truck was not okay. The man said it. That the vehicle left that place, we just hear from there that boom. We just attend that to come to this place. When we get to this place, the situation that we meet here, nobody can go to the place to go and rescue the property.
The activities of tanker drivers
and especially those conveying waste cargo is a major challenge. About 3 weeks ago, LASMA and police team, we went to Ibejuleki to make sure that we clear the Dangote refinery. What do you expect after the third day? Decided to go on strike. Everybody was shouting LASMA. It's a challenge, I must agree with you.
According to emergency respondents, 4 persons have been confirmed dead, while 3 other adult males have been rushed to the Bagada General Hospital for treatment. Out of the 4 persons that have been confirmed dead, one of them is a mechanic that was trying to save his customer's vehicle. The casualties are the latest from series of accidents that have occurred around the Otodola section of the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway.
My wife's car, an Islander, so the mechanic who unfortunately lost his life in this incident. And we were talking on the phone, and he said, "Come, the car is ready." So just up the road here by OPE building, he called me again, and I said I was a minute away. Got to this divider here, and the trailer came down this way. I just took took right, straight into CMD Road. Started parking and calling the mechanic to tell him, because I knew it was by this gate here, that he should abandon the car and save his life.
Then what happened?
And then the explosion. As soon as that thing landed on its back, the truck, he told them to flee, that he needed to save the customer's car.
While the recovery bodies have been handed over to Lagos State Environmental Health Monitoring Unit, those who were affected by this incident are asking for compensation. The fire affected 12 vehicles, 8 tricycles, and 1 building in close proximity to the accident. Osarogi Agwebo reporting for BeeTv News.
The insecurity continues to plague Edo State and other parts of Nigeria. Residents are calling on the government to rethink its approach to policing. In an interview with BeeTv News, concerned citizens called for a community-focused strategy to tackle the state's growing security crisis. The report. Achieved a significant milestone by producing over 45 million liters of petroleum motor spirits, PMS, daily. This development marks a major boost to Nigeria's petroleum industry, enhancing fuel availability and reducing the country's dependency on imported refined products. BeeTv News' Pelumi Mokoro has details of this and more from the business world. The U.S. has